For Brain Awareness Week, I would like to make a brief video presentation to raise awareness of an important question about the brain. As everyone knows, Brain Awareness Week is intended to raise the excitement about the brain and interest to study it. And so today, I'm going to talk about the significance of positive behaviors and positive emotions in adolescents and brain health. And I'm Dr. Genevieve Yusunova. Just to say a little bit about me, why I could have the background to comment on this, because I'm a medical doctor, neuroscientist, and psychiatrist, and I have studied as a postdoctoral fellow and research assistant professor the brain in different parts of the brain and brain disorders. And first to say that adolescence is the period between 10 and 19 years of age, which is characterized by very rapid and significant development of the brain, the whole organism, the intellect, and the individual in society. And during this period, there are sex hormones such as estrogen and testosterone and progesterone, which influence the development of the brain, and the brain is very susceptible to stress. And for example, the prefrontal cortex is not as developed, and therefore the amygdala might have a greater impact on the functioning of the brain. And now briefly, because I'm going to talk about emotions and behaviors, I would like to say which brain regions are involved in the control of emotions and behaviors. This is the limbic system of the brain. I made here a figure, and the limbic system of the brain is rather a phylogenetically old structure or system because it consists of different brain structures, and it is somewhat of a subject of controversy whether it should be grouped as a system in which regions comprise the limbic system. I will mention some key regions and briefly touch upon their function. One of them is the hippocampus. The hippocampus is involved in learning and memory. Another area is the thalamus and the hypothalamus, and they're the sensory relays of the brain. They're also involved in emotions. The amygdala are involved in fear, in anger, and in emotions. Also, the cingulate gyrus, which is involved in emotions, in anger. An important part is the nucleus accumbens, the part which is in the limbic system. It is involved in reward, in motor behaviors, and it is involved in processes such as addiction. Another part is the corpus callosum, and also they connect to the prefrontal cortex. And this is just a schematic representation. Now to say briefly which positive behaviors here on the right and positive emotions on the left, I'm going to talk about positive behaviors. First, some basic health behaviors such as proper nutrition, physical activity and exercise, proper sleep, and reading, which are very important for maintaining of the energy of the organism in the body of the brain working properly. They provide sufficient nutrients. Also, positive behaviors are learning, education, development of friendships and social connections, meditation, also volunteering, being part of the community, and devoting some time to favorite hobbies and crafts and arts. And such positive behaviors are known to have a positive effect on the development of the brain. And for example, exercise could cause development of new neurons in the hippocampus, neurogenesis. On the other side, negative behaviors which might have negative influence on the brain. Here are behaviors such as addiction to alcohol and drugs of abuse. We know that the adolescent brain is very sensitive, so no amount of these substances are safe, and they could interfere with the normal development of the brain structures. Also, anger and not spending enough time in school, and not enough exercising. Also, to talk a little bit about positive emotions. Positive emotions such as happiness, excitement, peace, gratitude, loving, compassion, hope, they reduce stress, they increase awareness, they increase learning, and therefore contribute to the development of the brain and the individual. Whereas negative emotions such as sadness, anger, unappreciation, fear, they could cause stress, anxiety, and they could inhibit learning. And negative and positive emotions both exist, but the individuals can be trained how to foster positive emotions. And as I said, one way that the positive behaviors and emotions can influence the development of the brain is through neurogenesis. And another way is through stimulation of the immune system, and this increases resilience. But in the future, it would be good if brain science studies in greater detail how positive behaviors and emotions have a beneficial effect for brain development. And this is beneficial for brain development in adulthood and into advanced stage, and it might help prevent some disorders which involve dysfunction of limbic structures, such as anxiety, depression, Alzheimer's disease, schizophrenia. And now to say that there are different methods that can be used to study the effect of positive behaviors and emotions on the brain. And two techniques that can let brain researchers gain insight into the living brain are magnetic resonance imaging (MRI) and transcranial magnetic stimulation. And for example, interestingly, there is a study using MRI from 2015 which has been published in Nature Neuroscience, which has shown that, this is a brief summary, people with classically positive lifestyles and positive behaviors have a different connectome to people with classic negative attributes, behaviors, and lifestyle. And in this study, the researchers studied the connectome connection between about 200 brain regions using MRI, and the positive behaviors such as memory, learning, education, and the negative are anger, rule breaking, and substance use and poor sleep. So this is one evidence that choosing positive behaviors can have effects on brain structure. And in turn, the brain, which controls these behaviors, if it's functioning optimally, it can further support such behaviors in the individual. So there is a very close relationship between brain and behavior. And now to say that some of my studies of regions from the limbic system are studies on the hippocampus, and they affect learning and memory, and it can cause disorders such as autism, Alzheimer's disease, depression. Another of my studies were of the nucleus accumbens, which can be associated with schizophrenia, addiction, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. I have also studied the amygdala, which have role in anxiety, depression, and PTSD. And now I'm studying the entorhinal cortex, which has significance for Alzheimer's disease. And as a summary, to say that it would be good in the future if brain scientists understand further how the brain in adolescence develops and what are the effects of positive and negative behaviors on the development of the brain, and how optimal development can be achieved to prevent brain disorders. Thank you very much for watching. For more information on Brain Awareness Week, you can check out this website, brainawareness.org, which is the website of the Dana Foundation.